Many buyers that I work with don't know what to expect from a loan officer. They don't know, is this person supposed to be getting back to them in a certain amount of time? What kind of service would be expected? And a lot of times I don't hear about it until it's either a crunch situation or after the fact. What can you say about a top performing loan officer at Leader Bank and what someone can expect out of them?
Sure, that's a great question. You know, having the right loan officer for a specific customer has a lot to do with fit in personality, as well as how they communicate. So sometimes a great loan officer is a great loan officer, but they might not be a fit for a specific person. So, you know, that human element, what I would encourage customers to do is, there's a lot of online reviews now. Mostly every loan officer has their own website, they have testimonials there, there's referrals. So if the borrower is able to do a little bit of research as they're sort of talking to loan officers, that helps. I would say our top loan officers, one common element I see within the industry is really strong communication skills. Because when you're dealing with a first-time home buyer, there's just a lot of questions. There's a lot of nervousness, and there's a lot of things that they wouldn't have thought of. So some of the great loan officers are just really good about communicating every step along the way. You know, this is what's happening, this is what you can expect, and they sort of kind of think ahead as to the hurdles that are about to come and prep the customer for that. And I find that's a really good way to kind of guide a first-time home buyer along the path.
Great, that's great. Now I have to ask about the hot topic, which are interest rates, especially for the first-time home buyer who has seen these interest rates in the threes, wasn't exposed years ago when they were 13%.
Right.
Any kind of an increase is a shock.
Right.
What kind of conversations are you having at Leader Bank about the interest rates in 2017? Or I know you don't have the crystal ball to be able to, you know, ideally tell us exactly what's going to happen, but what do you somewhat foresee, or what do you feel comfortable commenting on?
Yeah, the interest rates have definitely spiked up. You know, we were at around 3.5% prior to the elections, and now we're closer to 4% on your 30-year fixed mortgage. So that 50 basis point increase for kind of your average loan amount in this area adds about $200 to the monthly payment. So, you know, that's significant. I have, you know, I'm not going to try to pretend to forecast what's going to happen, but I would say I think two things could happen. One, in the long term, we are prepared for rates to go up higher. I mean, they've been low for so long. We're still at historical lows.
Yes.
But ultimately, at some point, the rates have to normalize. One of the reasons I say that is just even in the local labor market, it's extremely tight. Meaning, like, there's not a lot of unemployment, and that's pushing home values higher. That's pushing rents higher. At some point, things need to stabilize. On the other hand, you know, the whole rate increases happened just based on an election and based on comments. Nothing's actually gone through the Congress yet. And so it is possible that as new laws get made and new changes try to go through the system and there's some pushback, that some of this rate increase could reverse. So we're also thinking, okay, well, it's possible rates could fall back a little bit again once we see that. It's not as easy as it sounds. Mm-hmm. But in the long term, you know, we're all prepared for rates to go higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. And I have to mention that I did read in 2014, Boston Business Journal recognized you as an emerging leader. Certainly, you are an emerging leader. You went to Georgetown. You attended Harvard Business School. You're surrounded by great mentors. You have a hard work ethic. What else does it take to be a great leader, and where do you see yourself heading?
Good question. I mean, to be a good leader, I think a part of that is really taking responsibility for the folks that work with you. So, you know, one of the things that I find when I look at like a lot of other leaders, I look at people who've mentored me, is it's not like you're just a leader now and everyone does what you say. It's the fact that you can inspire people to really move in a common direction. I see that as a commonality. So it's those skills and that ability to say, okay, this is a direction we all want to head in, this is why, and I want to see how we all can work together to make this happen, and just really inspiring people to come up with their own creative ideas or ways of As far as myself, you know, I try to just take it one day at a time. I'm having a lot of fun here. I love working at Leader Bank. I love working in the Arlington community. And I really love the people we work with. And so one of the things that we've really benefited from over time as we've gotten bigger is we've just been able to attract amazing talent. And the brand name has grown now so that, you know, really great employees will reach out to us and say, hey, I want to join. And that's a great thing. So that, you know, I don't know, I think more of that and more of trying to work with really good folks and trying to mentor them along the way so they can be their own leaders.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today to speak with me. And thank you for watching Trending with Tracy.